How's it going, y'all? I'm Lynarrr, and welcome back to another video. I apologize for this taking a bit for me to upload, because I'm still new at this, and plus there has been a lot of things going on in my life, but I'm glad I can finally have some time to get back to doing this. Um, Anyways, how was your holiday? Did you get the gift you were wishing for? And did you enjoy spending time with your family or friends? Well, I sure hope so. Because, guys, Christmas is the day of giving, and it doesn't hurt to spend at least one day to sit down and chill with your family and friends while thinking about reflecting on what you accomplished this year as it's about to end. And a lot of stuff has happened this year with what's going on with the world and even in our own personal lives. But in the end, what matters is that throughout all the shit that happens in this world, or even the negatives that have occurred in your life, you're still here and you've made it towards the end of this abysmal year and have made it throughout all the years you've been on this planet. So please, give yourself a pat on the back because let's face it, life sucks. It's never fair and never will be, but we can always accept it and understand that it's what you make of it and moving on despite what problems we're faced. Then that brings me to today's discussion, which is about controlling what's in our control. Now, just a disclaimer, I am not a therapist, nor am I anything of a professional sort. I'm just a guy on the internet that just speaks his mind on whatever I feel like. So please don't take this as actual advice. I'm just here to bring things to light and talk about it. And I also deal with these issues too. So please, I'm only here to offer what I can, and it would be nice to comment about how you deal with these issues so we both can help each other, as that's what I want to happen. But getting back to what I was saying, we usually tend to worry or get upset about things that never go our way, which is a very normal feeling when faced with this. But sometimes there will be situations to where what had happened may have been from an external source, like your manager getting mad at you from work, your friends being fake, your parents upset that you don't have the greatest grades, and how you're supposed to move out at 18 with already a home, a six-figure job with 3 kids and a wife, or, me personally, the fact that your internet tends to lag at a very random time, even when nothing is being downloaded, or you're the only one in the house and everyone's gone, and you're just there, playing ranked, absolutely lagging your ass off, and your teammates telling you to help them, and how you're garbage as you try to explain your situation, but they don't care. They don't believe you. And you yourself start feeling frustrated that you have the shittiest internet in the world, and that could be a possibility, and that you blame literally everything you can about your current situation. I think you know what I mean. Just things that come from others and not directly from you. Not necessarily. But now you understand what I'm getting at. I'll talk about how you can handle each of those problems rather than dealing with emotional, rude, miserable people, or just things in life that you know is way out of your control, while keeping a good attitude, despite you wanting to scream and go through a villain arc, which is really hard to resist, I know. But point being, I, myself, have dealt with many people of different personalities. Now, understand that, yes, everyone is different and does react to things differently than you do. In some cases, it may be you that's the problem. So always look at how you react to things and see if you're the one being appropriate, because it's not always their fault. Like, if you're at fault for something that you did and it caused a series of problems, own up to it and understand that if what you did was extremely bad, take the heat, because it affected a ton of other people's problems and now they have to fix the mistake you did instead of you. It's acceptable. Let's be real. If people have to fix your problems that you did instead of you, that's reasonable for them to be mad at you, is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, yeah, I know how people can be, and it sucks that a lot of people you meet in life won't always like you, despite your best efforts on trying to be friendly with them. Hell, you can even find the cure to cancer while also having the best grades, being the richest in the world, or just being an overall one percenter of everything. And still, people hate or will act like they like you until they find even the slightest flaw in you, and they will leech off of that. And it's really sad because there's already enough happening in this world, and this usually comes from those closest to us. But understand this, please, guys. If you find yourself dealing with people like this, please try your best to avoid them. And if you can, leave whatever situation you're in that happens for you to be with them. I know it's hard and that we all just can't leave right away, but I'm saying if you genuinely do not like that person and you have the opportunity to leave, leave. I cannot stress it enough. But if you're forced to stay with that person and you don't have much opportunities to escape, do everything you can to avoid them. Do not please them, do not associate yourself with them, and most importantly, look for any way of escaping because the more you're with these people, the more you tend to adapt to their attitude and start to stoop to how they are. And that makes you the very person you swore not to be, and makes you yourself bitter and angry to everything, which is depressing and something no one needs in their life. And that doesn't even have to be about people either. It can be about any kind of relationship, like a job, a friend, or a hobby that only gives you the feeling of dread and nothing else. So, yeah, all I'm saying is understand that it's a reflection of them, not you. It's how they react to when things get rough, because they don't understand that no one is perfect and they themselves think they are. But if you do have to talk to them, or if they start getting mad at you, or shit talking you, all you really have to do is 1. Leave them, or 2. Smile and only reply with okay or alright. Any one word answers would do, and nothing else. And if you smile, actually, it tricks the body into thinking you're happy. And what's the best part is that you see those guys who are angry at you very confused because they want you to feel sad or want you to fight back. But now that you show a sense of bravery or pride, they themselves are thinking, wait, he's actually standing up against me and he won't take me serious. Oh my god, my precious ego. That will throw him off guard. And good, because you just stood up to yourself, and now they know that they cannot suck your energy away, which is 2 W's. So, shrug it off and be proud you didn't resort to lifting their egos, because they seriously don't deserve shit. But, mind you, it won't work on everyone, but it will work on most. Just don't do it to drill sergeants or instructors. They'll smoke your ass. Another issue I'd like to talk about is external things that don't deal with relationships, but with things like pandemics, your internet cutting out, and so forth. Now, this won't be super long considering the fact that most of it relates to what I had just talked about. But if you find yourself stressing about things, please pause for a second and breathe in and breathe out. Okay, this is going to sound sad when I say this, and I know it's a terrible thing to talk about, but yes, COVID really messed everything up. And I'm sure we all know that. I agree, but yes, it sucks that most couldn't go back to school, party, go to work, and even businesses shut down. Understand that it's not your fault. And I think you know this. I'm not here to get political or anything, but it's how our governments reacted to it and what their actions did, which screwed everything up. Yes, I know, they provided us with stimulus checks and such, but the fact that more damage was done than good, and all the hysteria about vaccinations and the riots and so forth, really added more than what we needed. But I'm not going to get too further into that. I'm not a political guy or anything. Like I said before, I like to just keep it straight and simple. But, oh man, what a time 2020 was, dude. You guys remember that? Like, I remember that like it was yesterday. Man, it was wild, like, especially with the riots and all that. like in all the buildings burning and such like that, I remember the world was just like a different time. It just felt weird, man. But yeah, things like pandemics, you can't really control. Things like your internet cutting out could possibly be in your control. Depends on how many devices are running. But if it lags at an unusual time, it could be your ISP throttling you, which is something you can't control. I mean, I've seen people say that, like, oh, you can use a VPN and control it that way. No, I don't really think so. I think a VPN kind of slows your internet a bit like more than it needs to because you're logging in from a different country. So your ping would be high. I never really got that logic, but I honestly could go for this for so long. But unfortunately, my time runs short as I feel tired and hungry. Um, so, as I get ready to leave you guys alone, my final thing I'd like to say is control what's in your control. You know, not everything that happens will be in your control, and not everyone will react the same way you do to things. But the most beautiful part about that is knowing people like you, yes, you, the one watching this, are trying to better yourself, and hence why you're here, or you're here to listen to my voice. I don't know. I appreciate it both though. Look, I gotta go now. I hope to see you guys soon. I love you.